friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ashley. I'm a lawyer practicing in Malaysia. In the previous episode, we discussed about the rather traditional types of fundraising. If you're a company seeking to raise funds to fund your operation needs and of course to extend your business, please stay tuned to this series because we'll be discussing specifically on fundraising that may be applicable to your needs. In this episode, we'll be discussing about equity crowdfunding, which is normally known as ECF. We will not be discussing the application to be an ECF operator. Instead, we will be discussing ECF on points particularly important to those who seek to raise funds via ECF. We will be discussing 6 points. Firstly, what is ECF? Who are the registered market operators for ECF in Malaysia? Who can invest and also the investment limits? How to raise funds on ECF platforms? Is there a cap on the fundraise? And lastly, can the issuer keep the fundraise if it's less or exceed the target amount? Firstly, let's discuss what's ECF. ECF is an online fundraising platform for startup or micro, small and medium enterprises to raise early stage financing from a group of investors. Investors will be providing financing to the companies via ECF, will receive equity or shares from the company and will become one of the shareholders of the company. Over time, if the company's business does well, the investor will benefit from either the potential dividend payout by the company, sale of the shares to new investors if the company becomes eligible to list on the stock exchange. The Securities Commission Malaysia (SC) regulates ECF activities in Malaysia by registering ECF platforms as recognized market operators, which we call the RMO. Secondly, who are the registered market operators for ECF in Malaysia? The registered market operators for ECF in Malaysia are as follows. I'll insert a link to the SC website and also the list of the RMO in the description box below. Please feel free to check it out. Thirdly, let's discuss who can invest and the investment limits. ECF investment opportunities are open to all investors. They are divided into retail investors, angel investors and also sophisticated investors. Although ECF investment opportunities are open to all investors, there are actually investment limits that are applicable to each of the categories of the investors. The definition of these investors will be stated in the definition box below. Please feel free to check this out. As to the investment limits, there is actually no investment limit for sophisticated investors. For angel investors, the investment limit will be up to 500,000 within 12 months period. As for retail investors, the limit will be a maximum of 5k for a single investment and not more than 50k within a 12-month period. Next, how do we raise funds on ECF platforms? When an issuer applies for funding, the ECF operator will evaluate and also assess the issuer's eligibility. By assessing such as their business proposal, conduct background check on the issuer, assessing whether they are fit and proper, and also ensuring all their disclosure documents are true and also accurate. This factor actually allows the ECF operator to assess and also determine whether the issuer's business proposition meets the eligibility criteria to be hosted on this platform. The issuer's campaign will then be hosted on the platform where the investors will then be able to select and also invest accordingly. Next, let's discuss, is there a cap on the fundraise? An issuer may only raise collectively a maximum amount of 10 million ringgit only through ECF platforms in its lifetime. This amount is actually excluding the issuer's own capital contribution or any funding obtained through private placement exercises. Next, let's discuss, can the issuer keep the funds raised if it is less than or exceeds the target amount? It's frequently asked whether an issuer is allowed to keep the funds raised on an ECF platform if it is less than the target amount. Generally, the issuer must set a targeted range of fundraising amount, which is a minimum and also a maximum amount. If the amount of fundraised is actually less than the targeted amount, then the campaign is considered as unsuccessful. Then, all monies collected will then be returned to the investors. So, what if the amount raised is more than the targeted amount? If that's the case, the campaign is actually considered as successful. But the issuer is only allowed to keep the targeted amount raised. Hope this video is helpful to you. It's actually very important to get legal advice from a lawyer specialized in this area to ensure smooth sailing process of your fundraising. In the next episode, we will be discussing fundraising by way of P2P lending. You may also check out our series of fundraising here. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video. Bye bye.